This is day 22 of building a 10K a month business while working a 9 to 5. Hey everyone, if you haven't seen me yet, you can look in the description there. I just tell a little bit about who I am and the business I'm currently starting and where I am in the journey. So what I've done tonight is, it's currently a Friday night. It is the 17th of July, and I have just bought a subscription. So one of the basic, like the cheapest subscription for a platform or tool called D7 Lead Finder. I'm going to use that tool to build my lead list. So it's quite nice. You can just put in the city name, and then the what do you call it, like the niche you're going in. So I'm, for example, going into kitchen remodelers or bathroom remodelers, and I've first specified kitchen remodelers. So even though you can use that tool, so D7 Lead Finder, that is the tool's name, you can get a full list of leads. There's still some rework that needs to happen for that lead list. So for example, you get the lead list and it's full of other industries really, or full of people that just rock up with their trailer and tools, those type of people. So a lot of people outside of my ideal client profile, and therefore there's a lot of rework that needs to happen, especially with filtering out and putting in columns, etc. What's really nice is that with Claude and AI, it's become so easy to do that. So here I have just a bit of a process flow of what I'm currently doing. So the leads come from D7 Lead Finder. I just rename it to whatever the suburb was that I was targeting, and then I run this command. So I did build a script with Claude. All it does is it filters out the columns that I don't need, and then puts that into the knowledge, or the central knowledge hub lead, like Excel. So I'm gonna follow or track all the leads in a single Excel. So every time I search for one suburb, I run the script, and then that whole suburb of leads gets pulled into the main Excel. That's basically what happens. And then Claude, I paste those new leads into Claude, and it goes and filters on my ICP. So I'll give it this qualification prompt. It's just a prompt I wrote so that when I start a new chat, when I'm using maybe another chatbot, I give it full context of what I'm doing, and then I also give it my ICP guide. So if you want the ICP guide, just comment down below. I'll put it in the description, or wherever. I'll give you a Google link or Google Drive link. Sorry, I'm super tired, but I'll give you that link, and you can go and see what my ICP guide looks like. Essentially, I was going to target high-end home remodelers. After doing some research on the Google Ads library, I saw that most of the people running ads are really more mid-market. So people that sell a 7-day kitchen remodel for example, just replacing your counter slab with a granite slab and fixing up the cabinets and those type of things, doing that type of remodel. I think it's also better for my marketing, just because it's quite difficult to market to high-end home remodelers, because you might get a client once in 2 months, maybe a month, 2 months, and I think it's especially in the beginning when I want to get some testimonials, it's difficult to show that or to get that feedback when you're waiting for a client or waiting for someone, and the intervals between like getting a client is much longer. But with lower priced services, so your lower priced remodels, it's easier to get the volume. So there's more people that respond, there's more people that are interested. So that's really also what I'm going for. But I do highlight that in my ICP guide, and why it's I think it's a bit better for my service, or the service I'm offering. And then so What does this step do again? Sorry, I'm just reorientating myself. Oh, so what Claude then does is it's a script that it runs where it basically goes and copies a lot of information off of the website and then puts that into a text file. I then give that text file to Claude, and Claude goes and writes a angle in the knowledge hub, so that Excel sheet. So then when I automate my emails, it then pulls from the Excel sheet, so it pulls the angle and says, oh, I saw this on your website and blah blah blah, so that type of thing for the first line. Then it's just mostly generic copy. It's just to try and make the emails when I send them out as specific or specialized or personalized as possible. So that's really the intent. And then the last, oh wait, this was the step I just talked about. So there's still a couple of things to do on this process. I think tomorrow, so it's Saturday, I'll try and have the whole day to work, and I think I will be able to. But essentially, what I'm going to be doing is just writing the copy or going into more of the angles of what I want to use for the emails. So really getting down to what the copy is going to look like, getting it to a point where I'm happy for the first test run for the first couple of people I want to send it out. I think the test batch, or really in my first week, I would like to send out 100 to 200 emails. I think it just depends on what Claude says is safe, not to get thrown into the spam folder. So I know you need to warm up that inbox. I think that's the correct terminology. Don't really know why or what it does, but I think you can't send as many emails as like 100 a day when you first start sending out emails, like cold email, just because you need to warm up the inbox. Not sure what that means, but meaning I won't be able to send as many emails in the first week, but I'll try and go for 100 to 200. That's going to be my first test batch for the first email copy, and see if there's anyone that responds, and maybe refining that copy until someone does. So that's really the process. And yeah, I think if the goal is really to sometime next week to send out the first email, I think that's what I'm working towards. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.